This is your overview video for Unit 2. In this unit, you will explore the Baroque and Classical time periods. During this roughly 125-year time span, major changes and standards were adopted in music that are still in place today. The Baroque period was originally a derogatory term that was used to describe something unusual, or in the case of jewelry, an oddly shaped pearl. A leading aesthetic of the Baroque period emphasized anything highly dramatic and over the top. The royalty of Europe constantly attempted to outdo one another in opulence. This lifestyle of grandiosity is best displayed through the reign of Louis XIV of France, whose life of opulence and excess dominated French culture during this time. The visual art, architecture, and ultimately the music of the Baroque period emphasized and highlighted extremes in greatness and heightened emotion. You will be discovering some new vocal genres in this period, but none captures the dramatic aesthetic like Baroque opera. Baroque women in music explore opportunities outside of the church, although music in religious settings like convents is still the main way for girls to receive a music education. The composers in this period wrote music in all the standard styles of the time. One composer, Johann Sebastian Bach, contributed such a significant body of work that the end date of the Baroque style period is the year of his death. Interestingly, though, although Bach composed extensive music for sacred Lutheran services and for keyboard, he did not compose any operas like his contemporary did George Frederick Handel. Baroque instruments continued to evolve and improve, allowing for a greater range of sound for all instruments. The music of the Italian composer Antonio Vivaldi will highlight some of the instrumental music of the Baroque period. The classical period, which spans the latter half of the 18th century, emphasized form, structure, and balance in all the arts. The major music forms that are still adhered to today were refined and standardized during this time. Some of the most recognizable names in classical music lived and created their art during this period. You will explore the symphonies and string quartets of Franz Joseph Haydn, the music of child prodigy Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, including his signature operas. And the genius of Ludwig van Beethoven, who is often referred to as a transitional composer. Beethoven adhered to classical forms while greatly expanding them for even more expressiveness in his compositions. The forte piano, later to be called a piano, begins to replace its predecessor, the harpsichord, during this period. It is particularly in the hands of Beethoven where the music of this new and innovative instrument, the piano, begins to soar.